welcome to our dungeon. So this is our basement. We're starting off because it's been raining and it's currently pouring outside. And as you see, here's our problem. The moisture slowly brings it in. It's not actually like water leaking, it's just moisture. And yeah, you can see, I think that I can see a spot where it's seeking in from, mostly. So yeah, we need to seal those places up. Once those are sealed, the water should stop. The floor is not the problem, it's more the walls, because there's so much holes, so much of the mortar is missing, that it's just like pouring in. So yeah, we have to pump it out, and then we're gonna go with the pressure washer. We're gonna wash all the walls, wash the floors, get all the mud off, because we cannot put anything on mud and dirt. We need to have it clear surface so we can start adding some protective layer that's gonna hopefully seal everything. I am worried about the water pressure from outside, but I don't think the water levels are that high. A lot of you were thinking to lift this beam up to lift the floor up, but it's actually, this is the level of the floor in the house. So as you can see, this is already going into the room, but quite a lot, like 40 centimeters. So lifting it up higher and you're gonna hit your head on the beams on top. So it's not like this is 2 meters below the ground. It's actually only like 1.50 meters maybe below the ground, which means the water level rarely reaches that height. So all we're dealing with moisture and the rain that's coming in from top of the ground. As a lot of you recommended, French drain will work the charm and keep the water away, and gutters. So we're gonna install those later on in the year. But now let's deal with sealing this thing so we can put our potatoes, which are coming in a month. So we have to hurry up. Okay, let's pump it out and start washing.
Maybe pressure wash the walls, so all the water, and you pump it all together at the end.
No, I'm gonna pump it once and then pump it again, because I need to make sure the pump works before I flood the place.
Okay, that makes sense. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh my goodness, that's a pump.
That is speed.
That is a fast pump.
We got a new one, by the way. I don't know if you can notice, because the other one was wrecked. Oh.
So we'll come back, but I already know.
You are a strong one.
it is all washed. Next up is we have to dry the walls. We're not gonna do it today. We're gonna wait, I think, 2 days or something. Not that we have to, we just have other things to do. We gotta dry everything so it's nice and dry, all the floors, everything. Hopefully we get rid of the water. If it keeps raining, it's just gonna soak more in. But we're gonna try to get rid of it as much as possible somehow, even with small scoops. We're gonna scoop it all up. And then we have to primer everything. Primers first, and then it goes cement, because all those holes that are open, they cannot stay like that. Those are really hard to seal. We need a flush surface, so we have a lot of work to do. So yeah, we're not going to be able to leave this beautiful rock exposed. We will have to cover it. It will get covered in the rubberoid, and then we're also going to paint all of it. But we have a lot more steps to go. So yeah, next up is to blowtorch it and primer.
And we have left the pump in there to just suck whenever it comes up. Hopefully it doesn't come up too much and it will be fine.
Yeah.
Okay, you gotta go shower.
I think so. So it is a few days later. We actually have a huge change of plans. Well, not really huge, but just of what direction we're going in. We found the material we want to use for the walls, so we no longer have to do many steps such as applying primer, making the walls perfect. Still have to do that, but we don't need to apply primer because that does not require primer. And it's gonna be this kind of spachtel instead of these. There's like rubberoids and all kinds of things. So we got suggested in the hardware shop that the rubberoid ones that we wanted to use, they are meant for securing the water from going out. So you could do it on the outside of the basement, not on the inside. And we cannot get to the outside since it's buried, and you know that would, if we unbury it's only those walls. This one's physically impossible to unbury. So yeah, that would still let water in, and the pressure would cause it to just pop open, have water bubbles, and they pop open. So this is not what we need to use. There's another material. It's kind of like a plaster. You put 2 to 3 millimeters. He said 3 millimeters if there's a lot of pressure. If it's, you know, lower down, the more pressure. So they suggested to use that one, and that one doesn't need primer, and it's waterproofing. It's on its own. So we're just gonna use that, then paint it nicely. And same thing on the, it goes on the floor, on the walls. He said it's not for heavy duty things like you're not able to drive a car in it, so it's not for that sake. But for a basement will work, and we're gonna add a paint, so floor paint on the bottom, so it's also gonna secure it and soften up all the walking and all those things, just so it does not crack. The moving off the ground, not something we can choose, as it is old foundation and this floor is done long ago. But the cracks on it is not that bad, so I don't think it's gonna move much more. And yeah, so I think actually most of the cracks could be from all the weight of the dirt that they added. That could have actually caused it all to crack. So because I think in the boat back in the day they usually overdid things, so this probably was deep layer of cement. So I don't think it is a concrete layer that's very skinny. So yeah, let's get started. We actually wanted to lift up the beam, but we are not gonna do that because I decided we're just gonna use a wood extensions, and here goes a wood beam inside, and then it goes on the up. We're gonna extend the upstairs actually. We're actually gonna extend it a bit higher, but only a bit, because upstairs is already, we are close to ceiling, but not hitting it yet. So we are gonna just extend it as much as we are allowed for it to be comfortable upstairs, comfortable downstairs. You'll still have this beam in your face. Not easy to change. We, as I said, we could lift it, but it's cemented fully in there, and just don't want to start moving it around. Just gonna leave it. It's already dangerous here that it's missing bricks. We need to close it up ASAP. But yes, we are just gonna paint it. So that's gonna be it with this video. We're gonna paint it, and yeah, we're gonna continue next time because we're not able to get in here until this is dry, which takes, I think, 2 days just to be sure. Let's get started with the vacuum cleaning. as you can see, it is done. It is actually not smelling in here as much. Surprisingly, it is dry quite a lot, and actually to the touch it's still a bit sticky, but it's perfectly fine. You're not gonna get blue. So yeah, it's actually why we painted it blue, because we bought this paint discounted a long time ago. It is rust sealing paint, so it seals the rust in and doesn't let it come out, or eats the rust. I don't know which exactly paint it is. There's multiple ones, but it's the Rust-Oleum, and it seems to be really the best. It does not need primer, and the rust doesn't come back. We used it in the tractor and nothing came back. We didn't use primer there or nothing, no cleaning. Look at it, it's amazing. It literally has a beam exactly the same size. This is actually a rail, as you saw in there. It's 1954 rail from the Russian times. I don't know exactly where it was or what it was for. It's over 70 years old, so it kind of belongs in the house. It's not like it's a brand new beam, which I enjoy. I like that it has history. But yes, we are getting closer and closer to this being able to walk down here with socks. Maybe in few weeks we're gonna be able to walk down here with socks and, you know,
yeah, David
relax.
already wanted to come with socks.
Accidentally, yeah, but it's gonna get there. It's not far. It's really nice and clean, as you can tell.
Yeah.
And the water is not coming back. That's all it's staying in, and it's not grazing more. It was pouring rain this morning, and you could see a bit of a puddles down there when we were painting. But that's about it. They're gone. They're soaked in and they're gone. That's all it was. It's the rain. So as long as we seal the walls from that and the floor, then we're gonna be good. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. We're gonna see you next time. Bye bye.
Yeah, and surprisingly, it's not that wet down there.